Hello and welcome to the Voice Lockdown podcast. I'm your host Tayo and I'm here today with someone who you should probably know by now. He's been at Voice since the very beginning, Voice Mag editor.
Tom Inniss.
Right, so how are you doing today, Tom?
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, all things considered. The weather that has been glorious all week seems to have taken a bit of a downturn, so that's fun.
I guess it
Yeah.
makes it easier to stay inside.
Yeah, I mean, the fear of death also makes it quite easy to stay inside, but yeah, miserable weather certainly helps.
Yeah,
How are you?
I'm alright. Recording this for the first time, but that's cool. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
So, Tom, if you weren't stuck at home, what would you be doing right now?
I mean, do you want the honest answer? Because the honest answer is I'd probably be at home anyway. Um,
Yeah.
I might be doing some editing. I could be on the Xbox. Might still be in bed. I don't know. I have no idea. I would quite like to go to the cinema. There was stuff coming out that I wanted to see, but
Yeah, it's really
yeah,
annoying. Everything's just delayed and gone. Right.
it's
Yeah. When was
yeah.
it?
I
Was the
mean,
James Bond
Bloodshot.
film that's come out this?
Yes, it was meant to come out next Friday, just to give people a
Yeah.
sort of idea of when we're recording this. Yeah, it was meant to come out next Friday.
Yeah, because I know basically they still had to run all the SNL stuff and all their promo, and it was just like, oh, but the
Oh,
film wasn't coming out, so it was a bit awkward.
that's that's really awkward. And did they change like the date it was coming out on the promo, or was it just here's James Bond?
Um, no, because I think the promo that they got rid of the actual like ads, but because they'd booked spots on like SNL and I think Jimmy Kimmel or whatever, they still had to do those. But the film's now out in September, so it's just kind of awkward.
Mm. Do you reckon we'll be out of the house by September?
Um, I hope so. I
Mm.
reckon it's probably not sustainable to hold everyone inside till September.
Yeah, this is true. But will people go back to the cinema in September?
Oh, that's a good question, actually. I don't know. Do people like James Bond that much? I guess, but
I mean, I was ready and willing to go anyway. Well, that was before actually. That was before it got quite as bad as it was. But I was like, with everybody else self-isolating, maybe I can go to the cinema because I'm selfish like that, and I really
yeah.
like James Bond. But
hmm
I don't know. I'm liking what
I mean,
studios are doing at the minute, releasing films on streaming services instead, or just available to
y-
buy.
and also I think a few of them have pushed their video releases early. Like I know Birds of Prey. I think Portrait of a Lady on Fire and a few other ones pushed it early because they were just like, well, we've got it here anyway. Might as well let you have it. Which is nice.
Yeah. Oh, don't forget Sonic. Sonic's out.
Oh, is it? Did that one also push it? Honestly, I didn't even know.
I
Might
watched
go
the
watch
Sonic
that.
film.
You did?
Yeah, I
Why?
saw it. Because it doesn't cost me anything to go, so I was like, yeah, let's go see Sonic. And it'd been out for a while, so nobody else was going to really be in there.
Oh,
That
got it.
and it was a really bad film, so nobody was in there anyway.
Was that
Um,
the last film you watched in the cinema?
uh, Very possibly. I think it might have been the last film I saw in cinema. Yeah.
Great. So your cinema experience for however many months is just Sonic.
Yeah, I mean it's been a good year so far. Let's like The Gentleman, 1917 was okay. Birds of
Yeah.
Prey. There's been good films out, so it's not just like I went to cinema, I saw Sonic. What a waste of
Yeah.
94 minutes. I think it drags on for.
Oof. I
Yeah.
mean, for it to be 94 minutes and dragging, that's not exactly a great sign.
No, well, I usually use that as like my first benchmark as to whether or not I think a film's going to be good. If it's 90 minutes or in the region of 90 minutes, it's going to be a bad film.
Is that?
Um,
I guess that works with studio films. I think indie films are a bit different with that, though. I
a little
reckon.
bit, yeah, but studio films, I have a feeling that they just cut them down dramatically to 90
Yeah.
minutes so that they can play it as many times as possible and try and make as much money. Um,
hmm
Case in point is Justice League, obviously. That was just. Yeah.
I
What
honestly
a
have not watched that yet.
You
I've
still haven't
just
seen
like
it?
no, like most of the DC films, I'm just looking and I'm like, but what if I just watch something else with my
Mm,
time?
mm. Well, I'm still on hashtag release the Snyder Cut, so
Oh my god! Tell me, are you running like a bunch of sock puppet accounts on Twitter?
oh yeah. It's been so much harder now. TweetDeck's made it impossible to tweet everything from like different accounts at once. But yeah, I'm solely driving that. Um,
Right, so that's what you're doing at home then. That's the
yes, that's right. I'm carrying the mission forward. That's obviously not true, but I think there's something to it. I mean, Batman versus Superman, when it came out in cinema, I watched it, I reviewed it, I eviscerated it. I said it was
yeah.
horrendous, and it was. But I watched the Ultimate Edition, and it was okay. It made sense, which is an improvement.
Yeah.
So I think it's just that constant studio meddling to try and drop the time down that makes it really difficult
hmm I feel like
to
how
tell a
long is
compelling
Birds of
story.
Prey?
Ooh.
Let me check. I know it's longer than 90 minutes, but I don't think it's that long.
It's like I just say it's about 116 minutes.
Let's figure this out.
1 hour
But
49.
well, there you go. Oh, no, that is. So it's bit over that.
Mm. Yeah, and it was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would say that film probably could have been 90 minutes. I feel like
Yeah.
there's a lot of films where you can basically cut like 20 minutes off and still be fine.
Yes. 1917. Great example of that.
Oh yes, that yeah. I just but I don't know. I don't hate the film. I just feel nothing towards it. Like
Yeah, your review of that pretty much captured everything I felt.
it's like it gives me the same vibe Dunkirk gave me, where I was like, this looks and sounds really cool, but I'm just like, who cares about the actual characters?
I haven't seen Dunkirk.
Yeah, Dunkirk is it. It's a very similar vibe. It's like um, Prestige director does war film, which has really cool technical feats, but the interior writing is a bit meh.
Mm.
I would argue I like Dunkirk slightly more than 1917, but that was also a while ago, so I could be wrong.
Right. I love Christopher Nolan, though. I think he's a fantastic director, but I'm just always a little bit behind on his films, other than the Dark Knight trilogy, obviously. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it was years. I think it might have only been last year that I watched Interstellar. Um,
Oof.
I know, really behind, but I missed it in cinema, and then I was like, well, the experience is never going to be as good from what I can gather.
Yeah.
But then I just made
I
the
feel
leap.
like 1917 probably I would not want to watch 1917 at home. I feel like I would just miss a lot of the spectacle.
I don't feel like I need to watch 1917 again.
Oh, that as well. But yeah.
Yeah. I saw it once and it was like, yeah, sure, that's fine. I found the whole like single take gimmicky and distracting as well because all I was doing, because I knew that it was
Oh,
meant to be a
looking
single
for the
take, was
yeah.
looking for the cuts.
I did that
Um,
same thing. I was like, there's a cut there where he goes into the water. You can't see him,
yeah,
so there's a cut.
just as they're going over the hill, there's a cut
Yeah.
there, and it's like, yeah, that's. So I suppose I sort of ruined it for myself by trying to analyze it so much, but that's kind of true of so many things I watch now because I'm just constantly in that reviewer mindset when I watch something.
Yeah. I mean, to be
Mm.
fair, with that 1917 in every single piece of marketing and in every advertisement before every film, they were like, "Look at this technique we did. Look at this technique we did." So I feel like they kind of opened themselves up for that one.
Yes, yeah, this is very true.
We went off on the film thing and got
Yeah, completely,
completely
just
pulled away.
immediately went off on one. Yeah.
Yeah. What is the next actual thing to go to? Is what have you been like watching, reading, playing, or whatever else to kind of get through this time at home?
Okay, so starting with reading, I have just finished a book called Super Pumped by Mike Isaac. It's looking at the history of Uber. Um,
Nice. Okay.
yeah, it was really interesting. Like Travis Kalanick is an intriguing entrepreneur. Like he's a bit ruthless, and I quite liked that. I thought that was quite interesting.
Yeah.
I've watched Picard, the whole series of Picard now.
Oh yeah, they put that for free, didn't they?
Did they? Oh, I had it on Amazon Prime anyway.
Oh yeah.
But it was fine. I have a little bit of a man crush on some 79. Is he 79-year old? Patrick Stewart. Love Patrick Stewart. He's great. So I've watched
He's
that.
great.
And the series was fine. Did you watch Charlie's Angels?
I did not. It was. I did
Oh,
not know.
it was a rubbish film. It was absolute pants. But Patrick Stewart was in it, and
Yeah.
um, he was having such a good time. He was just loving life in that film. And for that reason alone, I kind of forgave it. Like for the first 40 minutes, I just kept thinking, if I left now, I could go get a KFC before it shuts.
Yeah.
Um, like for the first 40 minutes. But yeah, then Patrick Stewart sort of came on the scene and it was like, he's made this so much better. And Picard was all right, just to bring that back.
Yeah.
And playing, I've started Rage 2.
Yes.
Not hugely enjoying it. I think it's a bit empty, but
Mhm.
I'm trying it because I've got Game Pass, so why not?
Oh, it's on Game Pass. You can basically just. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think I don't remember buying it, and I've got access to it, so I can only assume it's on Game Pass. Yeah, unless it was one of those late night, I'm going to buy this now
I feel like
decisions. But I
Rage
think it
2
is on
is an
Game
odd
Pass.
late night decision to buy. Like, there's so much out there.
Yeah, but I mean, I spent a lot of money buying new bedding at 2 in the morning once, so I'm.
What? No, you got to explain that a bit more, Tom. You can't just leave that.
Oh, I don't know what to tell you really. I decided that I was going to invest in my sleep, so I spent a sizable amount of money buying like new pillows. I've got this delightful latex pillow now, new bedding, feather down pillow, duvet, whole new duvet sets. Yeah, to go with the mattress I purchased last year as well. It's a memory foam mattress. So yeah, I've spent a lot of money on my bed and then still can't sleep. So I think the issue is me and not not my bed. But there you go, lesson learned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
2
and I'm
a.m. bedtime.
drawing. Yeah.
Yes,
I,
drawing. I've
yes.
seen some
I
of these. They're cool.
Thank you very much. I'm not an artist by any stretch of the imagination, especially not a visual drawing artist. But I bought an iPad. There was another late night. In fact, that was the same night as the bedding. I bought this
What
iPad.
was this night, Tom?
It was my credit card. Like the promotional period on my credit card is expiring soon, and I'm going to move it to somewhere else. So I might as well just spend the rest of the money on it. It was an irrational monetary management decision, and I don't encourage anybody to do it. But yeah, I bought an iPad, and then I was like, oh, this iPad supports the Apple Pencil, so I should probably buy one of those, and then I'll be encouraged to draw. And I have drawn 2 things since then, so I suppose that's what, £50 a drawing at the
Great.
moment. Yeah. But yeah, I'm trying. I am trying. My girlfriend's very encouraging of my drawings. Not when I drew
So
her,
what
she
have you
wasn't then.
drawn then?
Well, the day I got it, and I was like, yeah, new bit of technology, I'll have a play. I sketched the lamp on my desk, just in Apple Notes, and then I had a go with Adobe Fresco, I think it's called, trying to draw my girlfriend first of all, but
Yeah.
very, very quickly realised I can't draw faces or love nor money. And I sent her what I did do, and I sort of checked out by that point anyway, but I sent her what I did do, and she was, I would say, offended by by my efforts. So I then immediately painted over it with a sort of mountain
Yeah.
nightscape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
that's
feel like, I
me.
don't know. Maybe like we should like, if you do a drawing, send it through someone else first, and then be like, "Is this all right?" I don't know.
Yeah. Can you tell who this is? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Or I just don't draw people.
Well, at least we have a while for you to learn how to draw people, so that works still.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't necessarily have to. Is it who's that comic artist? Is it Rob Litchfield?
Rob Liefeld.
Rob Liefeld, yeah, Rob Liefeld. I mean, he
He
had some real issues drawing
he cannot. He
bodies.
still cannot. He's he's like has the way he draws anatomy is just puzzling.
Fascinating. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Well, for
hands.
context, Rob Liefeld's the one of the people behind Deadpool, and he's just if you look at any of his drawings, like even now, even though he's been working for what like 30 years plus, he still has that same like weird version of what human anatomy is.
Mm, yeah, but it works for him.
It works for him. It works for people who like him. So clearly,
Yeah,
because he's not doing bad for himself. So clearly, it's working for someone.
yeah. I suppose also just the sort of prominence of the character carries him through. Um,
Yeah. Do you enjoy drawing, or have you done much drawing before?
uh, no and no. I think, like, I'm determined to keep trying with drawing because I've made this financial investment in doing it, and
Yeah.
but no, I've never really done a lot of drawing before, and the problem with drawing is that I'm. It's not that I'm creatively void. It's that I struggle to come up with something that gives me such inspiration and such desire to capture it in the moment with a pen or like by drawing it myself when I have a phone in my
Yeah.
pocket that I can just take a picture of it and
Oh,
then play
yeah.
around with some of the presets
Hmm.
or some of like the filters. But yeah, I like I said, I am trying. I usually carry around a notebook, but that's more for capturing writing ideas. But I have
Yeah.
doodled and sketched in there before, often in like boring meetings. But yeah, what about you? What are you up to?
I have been well. Obviously, I've been writing quite a lot. I got a bit more back into writing poetry, which
Yeah,
is a thing I haven't done in a bit. I like busted out a new, fresh notebook, which I think I got this notebook at like Christmas, and just has not used it for a solid few months. So what are we in? We're in March now. So like 3 months, I just hadn't opened it because I was waiting for the opportunity, and then now I'm at home for quite a while, so might as well bust it out.
yeah. Why not? Are we going to be getting live performances on Instagram?
Um, Possibly. I mean, I probably could. Yeah, that is a thing I could do. I mean, a lot of people are doing that sort of thing. Like everywhere, you got Instagram lives popping up every 2 seconds. So I'm sure I could
I don't
add to
follow
that.
enough people. Yeah,
Do you
definitely
not?
throw your voice.
Are they not coming up for you?
Pardon?
Are they not coming up for you? Or
No, don't think so. Although I don't know why I have a smartphone because I just find it infuriating having any notifications pop up at all. So if any app outside of my personal email account, WhatsApp, and maybe occasionally text message, if anything sends a notification to me, it's either muted or uninstalled immediately. So I don't have any notifications for Instagram. Like I don't even have the Facebook app. I only use it through the web through
yeah,
Chrome. So yeah, maybe that's why I'm missing out on all of this stuff. But I'm also just such a noob at Instagram, and I don't follow enough
yeah.
people.
Oh yeah. It is fun watching you use Instagram sometimes because you just yeah,
Yeah, I just
it's fun to do.
it's passed me by. I'm 26 now. You know, I'm at the age where it's too late to learn anything as far as I'm concerned.
Actually,
Um,
no, there's something for you on Instagram. Patrick Stewart is doing his is reading like each of Shakespeare's sonnets
oh,
like one a day,
lovely
and
Patrick
it is
Stewart.
great. So there's some Instagram content for you if you want.
All right, I might hunt it down. I just don't know whether or not I want to invest in following all of the same celebrities I follow on Twitter on Instagram.
I feel like it's a different vibe though. That's the thing. Like you follow the same person on Instagram and Twitter, and you'll get completely different things from them. Like
Hmm.
I'd probably argue my Twitter is more interesting than my Instagram, but then again, I'm not like a photographer, so
I suppose, yeah, you're very political on it, on Twitter.
yeah, no, my Instagram is less, kind of less.
Where can people find you on social media then, Teo?
People can find me at oh my god, I forgot. Why did I give myself a handle that's so hard to say out loud to people? Um, Right, on Instagram, it is at Tayo Writes, which is TayoWrites. I don't know why I had to explain how to spell rights. But on Twitter, it is. If you search my full name, it's probably easier than my handle. But it's Ninja Prince 21. If you're Nigerian, you'll probably know how to spell it. If you're not, then probably not. But we'll see. We'll see if anyone like pops up on my Twitter.
Mm.
But
And of course, you're
that's
on
not bad.
Voice.extra.
I am indeed. Yes, the voice extra, is the the Instagram for the all the voice contributors, where we kind of keep you updated with what we're doing, or we'll like put up a poll randomly and say if I go watch a film, I'll probably put something on it about how I thought, which will come before a review usually, or sometimes it depends. But yeah, it's like a first impressionsy type thing, and then you get the more refined version, I guess, on the voicemag.uk. So,
Mm.
Tom, what are your plans for any future stuff to try in this lockdown?
I think I might have expired all of my options now. I might have another little look through Game Pass, see if there's anything interesting. I should probably make the effort to continue drawing. I've got a new book that I got for my birthday that I put off reading called Bad Blood, Secrets and Lies in a Silicon Valley Startup, which
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to. To give you like the basic summary of it, it's the book. It's a book that explores the startup called Theranos.
Oh
Um,
yes, yes, yes. I've listened to stuff about that. It
yeah,
is.
it's absolutely amazing. So I'm really looking forward to finding out just how she got away with it for so long. Um,
Oh yeah, it's very funny. Like there's literally a thing where she like made her voice deeper so people would respect her more, but you listen to her talk and it's really obviously a fake deeper voice, but somehow it works on these people.
that is
Say that again?
legitimately a thing. I've read studies about how women with deeper voices are generally given more respect in the workplace. So sometimes they
Yeah.
adopt this really, I can't remember what the word is, but you know when they're like this and they're talking, and it sort of does that thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
get
can't
you.
remember what the term for it is, but yeah, a lot of women in like CEO sort of positions or like C executives have that sort of cadence.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
Well
going to get to
actually,
listen to her voice in the
yes.
book, but I'm looking forward to it.
There are videos online, you can find it. It's very surreal to watch.
Yeah, I can imagine. Otherwise, podcasts. I don't know. I have some article ideas. I keep sort of playing around with. I just don't know if I can find the time to bring. Well, I've got plenty of time. Find the energy to bring them to life. What about you? What are you going to be doing? Writing for
Me,
voice.
yes. Other than that, what am I going to be doing? Probably I have like shoe boxes full of DVDs that I just need to plow through, and
Oh,
like it's basically I have a thing where I go to charity shops quite a lot, so I end up being like, oh, there's a DVD, oh, there's a DVD, and then not watching any of them. So
okay,
we're gonna do that. I think that's for me.
nice. Have you got any that you're looking forward to watching?
Um, I think a lot of them like there's just like stuff like Black Swan and stuff that I just have not watched and
Yeah,
should have watched a while ago.
yeah, I haven't seen
Um,
it.
I don't know. It's a Natalie Portman film, so I'm instantly like Natalie Portman's cool, so gonna watch that film. There's also the Netflix list
Uh,
because that is a long, long thing to do. But yeah,
I kind of gave up on Netflix. I've only still got it because my girlfriend insists that we keep it because it is like one of those
yeah,
streaming staples. But I just can never be bothered to find something I want to watch.
yeah. I think that's kind of part of the problem with it because it's kind of very random in terms of what's on there. It's hard to actually find things to watch that you want to watch.
Hmm. Yeah, like I want another season of Big Mouth. That's just what I want from Netflix. That's why I keep Netflix, was Big Mouth.
Is it getting another season? Do you
I
know?
hope so. I really hope so, and I hope they pull it back on track, because the third season was a little bit disappointing.
How comes?
It just got really meta and surreal, and I thought that they were pulling on the sort of same jokes too
Yeah,
much. Sort of like my issues with Family Guy and American Dad was that I thought they got a bit trite,
yeah,
and I fear that Big Mouth could be going the same way.
yeah. I like watch look. I haven't watched any Big Mouth, and I just look at the animation, and just for me personally, it just doesn't compute.
No, I really would encourage watching it. Give it 2 or 3 episodes, and
Yeah,
I'm like 90% certain you'll be hooked.
right. Got it. Well, I've got the
It's
time,
really
so I might
good.
as well.
Yeah, yeah. And I would love it if maybe Disney reconsidered and made a load more of those Defender TV series,
Oh yeah,
like Daredevil or Jessica Jones. Yeah, that was a great reason
yeah.
to have Netflix.
Oh yeah. It's all gone now. So, well, not gone. They'd still exist, but not continuing, which is a bit annoying because they were mostly at least interesting, even if they weren't necessarily all the best.
Yeah, they were good. They were good. Daredevil was incredible. Like
Daredevil's
Daredevil
great,
was
yeah,
one of the best um, Netflix series I've ever watched. In fact, it's one of the
yeah.
best series I've ever watched. Yeah.
Ooh,
Um, Yeah, I will throw that out there. I think it was incredible. The first season, especially,
yeah.
was just phenomenal TV. Iron Fist, not so much. I
I no.
that was
Iron Fist as a
no,
whole, no.
that was a mess.
Just nothing about that worked.
No, but there we go. Um, so Natalie Portman and Netflix. That's your plans for the next however long we're here.
Yeah, that sounds weird that you say it like that, but yes. Um, I'm not just like best friends with Natalie Portman. I'm afraid
Oh, that'd be nice though.
it'd be cool. She'd actually be a cool person to be friends with. Like when you get certain like celebrities and you get a vibe that they just seem like they'd be an interesting person
Mm,
at least.
yeah. Mine is, well, other than Patrick Stewart, obviously. Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh yeah, his like recent career is actually really interesting.
I think he would be so cool to be friends with. I mean, I didn't actually like him in Harry Potter. I thought he was a really wooden actor with like two faces. But he's actually really cool. I like him. What was the TV series he was in? It was like Miracle
Ooh,
Workers or something like that.
I
It
will
was
check
quite
this out.
good. Um, and Guns Akimbo, which is a film he's in. I don't know if it's
Yeah,
coming out in the UK, and if it is, who knows when now.
I have
But
no clue.
it looks pretty out there.
Oh yeah, there's that weird picture of
Basically,
him like in flip flops holding two guns. I saw
yeah,
that.
exactly. Yeah. He's just had a really good career, and I suppose that's because he doesn't have to worry about or anything now
Yeah, no, he
because
can
he
basically
can
just
do
do what he
whatever he wants.
wants.
Mm. And I quite like that cavalier attitude towards it. Um, so I think he'd be a really cool one to be friends with.
Yeah, I love this side track. We're just like, who do you want to be friends with?
Who do you
Just
want to
like,
be friends with? Yeah,
I
that's.
mean, it's a nice question, you know?
Hmm. It sort of goes some way to make you question what you actually think of a celebrity beyond the paparazzi style coverage of them. On a side note, what do you think Rupert Grint is doing at the minute?
Sitting there enjoying his money. I
Yeah.
I think he's been in like two things since, but
Just gonna have a bit of a Google, see what Rupert Grint's up to, because he was another one I didn't hugely rate. I suppose that's the issue with child actors; it's very easy to judge them. But he was also in a film
yeah,
before Harry Potter, and it was called Thunderpants. And
right.
I watched that in the cinema. You probably weren't even born, and it was awful. It was truly, truly awful. And I still, to this day, occasionally hold that up as like the standard of film where I can completely check out. Yeah, what has he been in recently?
He's actually in some
Snatch?
stuff. He's just yeah, Servant. I've never watched this, but that's a thing.
No, never watched Servant. I keep meaning to watch the ABC Murders, but never got around to it.
Yeah,
I watched Snatch and it was rubbish.
great.
Didn't enjoy it. Um, but then I loved the film, so I suppose this was never going to really stand up to it.
Yeah, fair point.
Otherwise, doesn't look like he's doing much.
Yeah, what is this TV show Servant? Right, that seems. Oh, it's an Apple TV. Have you seen any Apple TV
Oh,
stuff?
I haven't. No. Um, it feels like a side project. As far as I can tell, it feels like Apple just have all of this money that they could just throw around,
Yeah,
so they felt they needed to go into it.
yeah, it does very much feel like a I guess we can, so we might as well type thing.
Mm. Um, I mean, it makes sense from a business strategy point of view. It does make sense because hardware, at most, you're only going to be selling that once a year. Like you'll only refresh your
Yeah,
phone once a year, maybe every other. So you need to come up with like reoccurring revenue. So having a TV subscription makes sense. However, nobody's paying for the TV service at the minute because they gave everybody who has an Apple device the service for free for a year and then failed to
yeah.
really produce any compelling content to go on it. Like I've got it and I've never watched anything on it.
Oh, actually, yeah. I do not because I don't have Apple stuff. But
Mm. Yeah, I got it when I got that iPad, and
oh,
I
right, yeah,
still can't be bothered to watch anything on it because there's nothing there that really excites me.
yeah. I keep hearing like that there's one or two like small good things on there, but then I hear about everything else and it's just eh.
Yeah, like C looked interesting, but apparently that was a bit rubbish.
Yeah,
With Jason Momoa and is it Viola Davies?
I don't know if she's in that, but I'll check.
She could
Yeah, because
well
then there's
be.
also
The
the
Morning
morning
Show.
show,
Mm.
which I haven't heard great things about.
I've heard it's quite accurate, um,
Yeah,
but beyond that, I don't know. And also, I watched Bombshell, so I mean, to some extent, that kind of ticked that box for me.
yeah.
Also, a very good film if people are looking for recommendations.
Hmm.
I enjoyed that. Yeah, there's something about is it Emily Davidson?
Yeah, I think hers. That's the show that I've been told is good, maybe.
Yeah,
But
but I've also heard it's highly inaccurate, so
I mean,
you know,
yeah,
quite sensationalist. Oh, First Kind? Is that what it's called? It's like there's one about space.
I no clue. I've not been keeping up with this Apple TV apparently.
No, I don't know, and
First
that's the
time.
thing. Nobody knows. I don't think it is called First Kind. Apple
No, are
TV
you thinking First Man?
Space
Because that's
for all mankind.
oh, for all mankind. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think Apple are going to be a big player going forwards because they've just hired HBO, HBO's old director. Yeah, HBO boss Richard Plepper has now gone over to Apple, which everybody sort of thought he would, but like he oversaw Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just makes good quality content. So I think that would be an interesting direction for them. And Apple have so
Hmm.
much money to burn. They can just do this for years and
Yeah,
burn through money. Same as
and
Amazon.
unlike Netflix, they have real money instead of like
Well, yeah, I mean, how much?
investment stuff.
Yeah, I think Netflix haven't made a profit, have they? They are just like they're carrying so much
No.
debt.
Yeah, and it's just different people keep investing money because the value is theoretically really high, but they can't actually extract that value because they don't
No,
have a way to do it.
well, and growth is flat in America, so now they are having to 100% focus outside of the US,
Yeah,
where there's a really competitive market. Like India would be a huge one, but they entered India. They struggled to gain traction because there was a larger player there, and then Disney just went in and bought the larger player and was like, "Hey, we
Yeah,
we've got more money than God. We're going to come into this industry now.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
more
wild.
Disney.
I love the streaming platform, or what they're calling it, the streaming wars. I think it's
Dream Wars, yeah,
fascinating. Yeah, because everybody wants a go at it, and it's like this is never going to work
yeah.
because ultimately you're just going to annoy consumers if they have to sign up
Because
to
you get to the
30
point
different
where you're like,
platforms.
yeah, and it's like, well, isn't the point of not being on TV that I don't have to
Mm,
subscribe to a million different things that I don't watch?
yeah, and then people will just well, some people obviously I wouldn't, but some people will just go back to torrenting because it was
Yeah,
easier. Like the music industry, well, it never like completely destroyed torrenting, but for the most part, you saw a massive reduction in the number of pirating, in the numbers of pirating, because streaming was so
yeah,
convenient, and iTunes made buying music so easy.
practical, yeah.
Um, but now they're just making it a complete pain because they're greedy, essentially. But
Yeah.
that's my capitalist rant over for the day. Um, thanks for coming to my TED talk. Oh, did you see Mr. Do you know Mr. Motivator? Do you remember Mr. Motivator?
Uh, no.
Oh,
Was it
Derek
good?
Evans. You should Google him at some point because he is apparently making a return to
Right.
keep Britain fit. I saw this a couple of days
Solid.
ago and I just laughed out loud because it's a ridiculous notion. But you should look at him. He's definitely someone um, from his time.
Oh,
I don't.
this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I've seen pictures of him before. I just, yeah. Why is he
Mm.
coming back?
I don't know. He's 67 years old.
Look, they've got slots to fill because they're not producing anything right now, so I guess they might as well.
Yeah, give everyone a shot. I don't know. We've got to remain upbeat, though, haven't we? And if Mr. Motivator is the way that TV executives think that is going to happen,
And there we go.
sure.
Can get motivated.
Yeah, I won't. I will not be partaking in Mr. Motivation's motivational get fit regime. Maybe I'll have a look if he's still wearing that spandex.
We'll see. I mean, all the pictures on the article suggest that he will be, but
Yeah, because I mean, I think that's exactly what Britain needs right now: is a 67-year-old man in a spandex leotard, all in one, um, shouting at you to do some squats.
look, maybe
Yeah.
it will keep the pensioners inside, which might be probably a good shout. To be fair.
Well, I mean, we need to keep everybody inside. The
Yeah.
scenes here are quite amazing. I mean, it's certainly quieter, but I was told yesterday it took, on average, about 45 minutes to get into Tesco because they're making people queue up outside.
Oh yeah, because they're saying essentially you need to be like a few meters away from
Yeah,
people, which makes
45
sense, I guess.
minutes, though.
That is quite long. It
Yeah.
just like I can't be like, oh, let me quickly pop over to Tesco or whatever, or because it's
Mm.
just like so long queues,
I'm going to have to close this tab, though. Mr. Motivator is,
distracting you.
he is distracting me. Yeah, that bright spandex is great. I'll tell you what, though, he will be a welcome change from the one show.
I don't think
I
I've watched the
can't.
one show in so long.
Oh man, I hate it. But I'm staying around a family members and they watch it, and it's just awful. It's just so artificially chirpy and upbeat.
Yeah, that's the vibe I get anytime I see it, where it's like we get it, but it's a bit much.
Yeah, it's like, I completely understand why you are how you are, but not for me. If it's all the same.
Last thing, Tom. So you've got the podium at the daily briefing. Um, as I said, Boris Johnson's at home, so it's your turn to take the stage. And the eyes of the nation are on you. So, what would you want to say to them right now?
Visit voicemag.uk. Uh, would be my first bit of advice. Um, I would also tell them, obviously, stay indoors, wash your hands when you have to go out. Really consider whether or not you do, and then if you're buying food, only buy what you need. And then I don't know. I'd probably just really go Of course, maybe do a bit of a Trump and just start announcing policies on the fly. So we've renationalised all of the railways, and when all of this is over, we're not going to give them back. We're just going to keep them because that's going to be more efficient to you, the taxpayer. Oh, and by the way, we're signing up to all of the EU schemes to try and get ventilators in, and then we'll probably just rejoin because we've learned that we can't do this alone. Thank you, everybody, and then just leave. And
I
that'll
think
be
that's
it.
a pretty solid speech. The
Thank
press would
you.
have a fun time with that.
Oh my god, yeah, they can speculate all they want because I'm out. Mic drop. Um so I can be found all over the web. You just need to Google my name, Tom Inniss, INNISS, and an embarrassing amount of my life pops up. So take your pick of what you want to see, really. But yeah, my main places are Twitter and Voice.
Yeah.
See what I'm up to, or not, as
Yeah.
the case is.
So if you want to keep up with Voice and all the stuff that we're writing or putting up, it's at VoiceMagUK on Instagram and Twitter, and at voice.extra for the Instagram for the voice contributors, and of course voicemag.uk for the website. So thank you all for listening, and come back next time to find someone else talking about what we're doing in a time like this. Thank you. And thank you to Kevin MacLeod for Shaving Mirror, the song which is on the intro and outro of this podcast. You can find his stuff on incompetech.com,